My beloved child, do not brush these words aside. This did not appear by accident. This was not random timing. Something higher guided you here. Heaven is paying attention. A powerful decision connected to your life was released only hours ago. And Archangel Michael stood beside it when it was confirmed. Yes, your miracle has been opened. But child, there is something more inside it. Something hidden. And if you leave before uncovering it, you may never understand what was waiting for you. You already felt it, didn't you? That unusual pull during the day. That quiet feeling in your chest, as if something above was trying to reach you. Maybe you ignored it once. Maybe twice. But not now. Because this message carries something your spirit recognizes. Archangel Michael is reaching for your attention. He is speaking directly to your heart in this moment. And the reason is urgent. Heaven did not only approve your miracle. They placed a message inside it that you were never meant to pass by. Last night while everything around you slept, heaven remained awake. And something holy unfolded. A scroll was opened before God. Your name was spoken aloud by an angel. And at exactly 3:02 in the morning, something shifted in the light. Archangel Michael stepped forward and said, "This child has carried enough. Release it now." God agreed. But then he said one more thing. Place a message inside it. Let us see if they stay long enough to hear it. My child, that hidden message is in front of you now. And only a little time remains before the moment passes because your miracle has already been sent, but your understanding of it is incomplete until you hear what comes next. You cried for this, didn't you? There were nights you stayed awake asking heaven to move. There were moments you wondered if anyone could hear you. Michael did. He heard even the prayers that never became words. He saw the pain your spirit carried and moved quickly. He stood before God on your behalf. So after all of that, would you really walk away from the message heaven placed inside your blessing? There is something you were never meant to know. This miracle was not supposed to arrive this week. It was delayed. Something connected to someone you trusted unknowingly stood in the way. But Archangel Michael kept fighting until the barrier was removed. And when it was finally released last night, something unusual happened. The light beside your name moved twice. Michael noticed immediately because that movement meant hidden truth. Something unfinished from your past still touches this miracle. That is why this message matters more than others. And child, listen carefully. The hidden part is not a thing. It is understanding. In the days ahead something will be revealed that changes everything, but you may not recognize it unless your heart is prepared now. This message is preparing you. This message is helping you hear what is coming. Maybe you even feel something while reading. That is not just emotion. That is your spirit remembering. Some part of you already knows what heaven is trying to bring back into your awareness. Why was this hidden? Because this part was never meant for everyone. Only for the one who stays. The one who listens. The one who keeps seeking what heaven wants to reveal. That is why you are still here. The angels are watching. Michael is watching. And only you can finish what began in heaven last night. Before we continue, Michael asks one thing. Stay until the end. You have overlooked signs before. But not this one. This one was sealed with heaven's mark. If you leave halfway through, the blessing still comes, but you may not understand how to walk with it. And that is what concerns Michael most. So listen, beloved. Before the next part of heaven's hidden message is revealed, promise something. Do not let this moment disappear from your life. Subscribe now and stay connected to what heaven is building here. Not because of numbers. Not because it is a video. But because this space may become a reminder when you forget who you are. The angels notice who stays. Be among those who listened. Now breathe. Because what comes next explains more than you realize. The miracle is not only about what you receive. It is about who you become after receiving it. And my child, when heaven brings a blessing into your life, it also places a path before you so you know how to walk in peace, clarity, and wisdom instead of returning to old fears. My child, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear, you are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, a path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. You will find the link in the description, and in the comments below. Because heaven did not bring you this far just to receive something. It brought you here to become someone. Heaven is not placing this gift into your life so you remain unchanged. They are giving it because they saw something inside you continue rising when others stopped. They saw you keep praying. Keep trying. Keep hoping. Even when you barely had strength left to whisper, heaven heard. That was the moment your name was spoken above. And now it has been written where it cannot be erased. But understand this. The miracle carries a decision. Either you become the person heaven confirmed last night or you return to the place that nearly broke you. There is no middle place anymore. That is why this moment feels urgent. That is why Michael keeps saying, open this now. Because heaven knows that a miracle without understanding becomes a path with no direction. And heaven did not bring you this far to watch you lose your way. There is one more thing. Michael wanted your miracle to arrive loudly. He wanted everyone to see it. But God said no. He said, let it arrive quietly. Let it feel like a secret only the faithful recognize. That is why there may not be signs in the sky. You may notice a feeling. A phone call. A whisper. A door opening where there was once resistance. Do not ignore small moments. That is where this miracle hides. In places others overlook. In moments you almost missed. Child, I still need to tell you what comes next. But your heart must stay open. Because once you hear it, life may not feel the same again. Yes, I hear you. We continue and go deeper into peace. Because this is no longer just words. Something has already begun inside your spirit. And it is still unfolding. You can feel that, can't you? Like something gentle still remains in the air. That is because Archangel Michael is still here. Still waiting. Still watching. Making sure you receive what heaven fought to deliver tonight. You did not simply stay with this message. You connected with it. Somewhere along the way your heart stopped resisting and started remembering. Remembering what it feels like to be seen. To be chosen. To be loved without needing to earn it. You were created for this moment. And this moment was created for you. That is why so much tried to distract you before you reached it. But you stayed. You listened. You opened your heart. Here is something only heaven understands. When you said yes earlier, something opened. Not outside of you. Inside of you. And once that opening happened, light began entering places fear had closed for years. Your spirit was not simply refreshed tonight. It woke up. And you will notice it more in the days ahead. You will sense when something feels wrong. You will recognize peace more quickly. You will notice whether people speak from love or from pain. You will move differently. Speak differently. Listen differently. Because you are becoming who you were always meant to be. One more thing. Your story has already touched someone beyond what you can see. Another soul still searching will one day find hope because tonight you chose not to stop. That is how powerful your yes became. It did not only shift your future. It created movement beyond your understanding. One day someone will step into their own miracle and never realize the beginning traces back to this moment, to your courage, to your decision to stay. And if your heart suddenly feels heavy because someone you love and miss came to mind, let the tears come. Because do you know something beautiful? They are near. They were allowed to draw close tonight for your sake. Not as memories, but as witnesses from heaven. They watched you stay with these words. They see the light in your spirit becoming brighter. And with joy in their hearts, they looked upward and whispered, "Thank you." They finally received it. So before you sleep tonight, do something simple. Close your eyes and place your hand over your heart. Feel it. Feel the beat. Feel the life in it. Let it remind you that you are still here for a reason. Your purpose is not finished. Heaven still has something meaningful to do through your life. And no matter what was damaged, no matter what was lost, God still restores. Maybe you cannot see everything yet. Maybe part of you still asks, but how? What happens now? Heaven answers gently. Take the next breath. Rest. Trust. You do not need to understand the next 10 years. You only need to keep walking with God one step at a time. And from tonight onward, you never have to walk alone again. Your home is covered. Your spirit has been brought back into alignment. Your future is protected by something greater than chance. It is being led by heaven's purpose. Heaven is not finished speaking. In the days ahead you may begin seeing repeating numbers. Hearing words from others that sound strangely connected to this message. Dreams may become clearer than before. Do not dismiss these things. Write them down. These are not random moments. These are pieces of light connecting the next chapter of your story. This is one way God speaks, through quiet moments, small signs, unexpected interruptions like this. And if no one reminded you today, let heaven say it now. You matter deeply. You are fully loved. You are completely chosen. And you are protected by heaven now and always. Hold this final promise from Archangel Michael close to your heart. Wherever you go, I go. Whatever you face, I face beside you. Nothing evil can touch what God has claimed. Nothing dark can enter what has become sacred. This home is sealed. This spirit is marked. This night is holy. Rest peacefully. Heaven remains near. Yes, beloved, we are still here. You. Me. Heaven together. And that means something is still moving inside you. There are no mistakes in God's timing. You are not here because you are damaged or weak. You are here because you are prepared. Prepared for what comes next. Prepared for renewal. Prepared to remember what your spirit always knew. You were never created to be forgotten. You were created to be fulfilled. Tonight became a sacred agreement. You said yes and heaven answered with a promise that cannot be broken. I will not leave you. That means from this moment your life carries a different atmosphere. A kind of light people will notice before you speak. Some will not understand why they feel calm around you. Others will not know why emotions rise when they talk with you. It is because heaven has placed its mark upon you. You carry something holy. You were never like everyone else. And now that the atmosphere has been cleared, now that Archangel Michael has placed protection over your home stronger than anything earthly, you will begin to see signs of what was spoken. Watch carefully over the next 3 days. Confirmation is coming. It may arrive through someone unexpected. Through an opportunity. Through movement in the area where life resisted you the most. Something you stopped hoping for may return in a better form. You will recognize it. And your spirit will quietly say, this was it. The message was true. Heaven does not promise and disappear. Heaven fulfills. But there is still one thing left. Only one. Do not go backward. That is all. Do not return to old fear, old habits, old versions of yourself. Do not go back to people who only knew your broken self. Do not hide your light so others feel comfortable. You are rising now. And those who cannot remain at this new level may step away. Let them. That is grace. That is alignment. That is elevation. You no longer need to argue. You no longer need to explain your growth. You no longer need to defend your healing. What God does in your life will speak louder than explanation ever could. Let peace become your message. Let calm become your answer. Let joy speak for itself. Archangel Michael wants you to remember this. You are fully known and still completely chosen. You do not need to earn what already belongs to you. Love. Safety. Restoration. Favor. It was always yours. Tonight simply reminded you. You are living proof that light overcomes darkness, that hope can return, that miracles still find people who feel lost. And now that this message has finished settling into your spirit, be still for a moment. Close your eyes. Notice the air around you. Something feels different now. Softer. More alive. That is what remains after angels pass through. They moved through your space. They whispered over your walls. They blessed your steps. And even after these words end, their work does not stop. Expect reminders. You may feel a breeze with no explanation. A flicker of light. A familiar scent. A song that says exactly what your heart needed. That is not coincidence. That is continuation. Heaven keeps speaking even after messages end. And when darkness tries to convince you none of this was real, remind it of what you felt. Remind it that peace does not pretend. Remind it your heart did not suddenly become lighter by accident. Remind it the warmth you felt was not coming from a screen. Angels do not need permission to exist. They already do. And tonight they were near. You are not weak. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are guided. You are ready. So rise. Walk like heaven walks beside you because it does. Speak like God hears you because He does. Love like healing has reached you because it has. Sleep tonight like angels stand watch because they do. Archangel Michael has already started protecting what belongs to you. And God is smiling, whispering softly into your spirit, "My child, I promised I would never leave." Even now, as the night grows quieter, heaven remains open. Archangel Michael has stayed beside you. The space between what is seen and unseen feels thinner now, and your spirit can almost sense the movement of wings. Your miracle is already moving. It may not arrive with noise or dramatic signs, but look carefully. Stay patient. Stay aware. The change is already here. The heaviness is lifting. The old season is falling away. Light is moving in. There is something holy in this quiet, isn't there? Something beautiful in the way your heart has finally become still enough to listen. Not only to these words, but to yourself. You became quiet enough to hear what lasts forever. And in that quiet, God speaks clearly. "My child, I never abandoned you and I never will." Tonight is not only healing. It is new life. Every breath under this covering is washing away years of pain, hidden grief, family burdens, emotional wounds. You are not only ending patterns. You are beginning something new for those who come after you. Your children and those connected to your life will feel safer because of what began tonight. They will dream differently. They will stand stronger because you chose to stay. Because you chose to believe. Archangel Michael says, "I saw your pain. I saw the silent battles. I saw heartbreak you never explained. But I also saw your strength. I saw your kindness. I saw the way you kept loving anyway. And that is why I chose you. Not because you are perfect. Because you are ready. And now heaven is moving in ways hidden from your eyes. Someone is being moved to bless you. A new opening is coming. A message is moving toward you. Delays are breaking. Things held back for weeks, months, even years are preparing to flow into your life like rain after a long dry season. And one day you will look back at tonight and quietly say, that was where everything started changing. Do not forget what moved inside you while reading these words. Do not push it aside. Do not return immediately to noise, old habits, or old fears. Keep the doorway open. Keep the light alive. Keep this sacred connection breathing. You do not need to rebuild your entire life overnight. Just begin by changing the atmosphere around you. Protect your peace. Guard your joy. Pay attention to your words. Speak as someone who believes heaven hears because heaven does. And if tomorrow arrives and tears meet your eyes, let them come. That is release. If unusual dreams appear, if clarity suddenly comes, if something inside you wants to step away from what no longer feels healthy, trust that feeling. That is your spirit finding alignment. That is your angels guiding quietly. That is your inner knowing becoming clearer. Follow it. Your prayers carry more strength now. Your light reaches further than before. And your home has been touched by heaven. No darkness crosses the line that was drawn tonight. No shadow survives the fire now surrounding you. No curse remains where a soul has opened itself to restoration. You are chosen. You are protected. You are walking beneath open heaven. And you will begin noticing it first in ordinary moments. A message from someone unexpected. A problem resolving itself. A delay revealing perfect timing. These are not random moments. These are reminders. Heaven will continue reminding your heart until it never forgets how tonight felt. Loved. Wanted. Chosen. Safe. So rest with your heart open. Sleep with your spirit listening. And remember, this message does not end here. It remains inside you. If tomorrow you feel called to return and read again, do it. Heaven will meet you again and again because that is what real love does. It remains. This is your moment. This is your blessing. This is your message. And you are never alone. Not tonight. Not ever. You are still here. And that may be the most powerful thing of all. Most people would have moved on. Most would have dismissed this and kept scrolling, telling themselves it was only another voice. But not you. You stayed. You listened. You opened your heart. And because of that, life will not feel the same. When you give heaven your attention, heaven gives understanding. When you offer angels a moment, they offer protection that reaches further than you know. There is something else you need to remember. Something your spirit has always known. You were never created for a small life. That longing inside you. That feeling that there must be more. That sense that you were made for something greater than what surrounds you. It is real. It is holy. God placed that inside you before your first breath. And darkness has tried to bury it for years through fear, disappointment, betrayal, pain, and shame. But seeds often grow where nobody sees them. And tonight that seed breaks through. You are rising. What you lost will return in a new way. What hurt you will become part of your breakthrough. What was meant against you will be turned for good. Tomorrow morning do something brave. Before anything else, say this. Heaven, I am ready. And my child, when your heart says yes to heaven, heaven often reveals a simple path so you can walk forward with peace, clarity, and faithful action instead of returning to old fears. My child, I see the weight you have been carrying. The quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated. Just small faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the comments below. Because heaven is not asking you to do everything at once. It is simply asking you to take the next faithful step. Just those words. They shift something. They send a signal. They tell heaven your heart is open. They say, I am no longer only surviving. I am showing up. And when you show up, miracles move too. Because the miracle was never absent. It was waiting for belief. And now that belief has awakened, things begin moving. Listen carefully. Some of you may receive news within the next 2 days that feels unexpected. It may come through a conversation. A message. An opening you never chased. When it happens, do not question it. Do not overanalyze it. That is heaven responding. That is God moving quickly because your spirit finally became ready. For some of you, the miracle will arrive quietly. Life will become calmer. People who once disturbed your peace will lose their influence. Drama will fade. What once drained you will no longer reach you. That is not distance. That is peace. That is heaven placing protection between you and what stole your energy. For others, the miracle will feel like fire. Sudden ideas. New energy. Dreams that wake you in the middle of the night. A future you once thought impossible beginning to feel real. Write those things down. Follow them. Trust them. They are not confusion. They are direction. They are pieces of the life waiting for you. However your miracle arrives, whether through peace or through passion, through a dream or through a phone call, remember this. This season belongs to you. You are not behind. You are not damaged. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. The angels will walk beside you now. They will enter places before you do. They will straighten difficult paths. They will place words in your mouth and strength in your body when you need it most. You are not alone. Not now. Not ever. So sleep tonight with holy confidence. Smile even if you cannot explain why. Breathe as someone whose inner battle has finally become quiet because it has. Say goodbye to the version of yourself that stayed hidden. Say hello to who you were meant to become. Thank God because He never stopped believing in you. And now heaven is only beginning. Heaven is watching. Your angels remain ready. And so are you. You walked through the storm. And now, beloved, welcome into the light. And even now heaven is still not finished. Because when something divine reaches a heart, it keeps unfolding. Layer after layer. Day after day. Tonight may have opened the door, but what comes next will confirm everything. It will not be invisible. It will not be uncertain. You will see it. You will feel it. You will know. Because when God moves there is no confusion. There is peace. There is clarity. There is that deep knowing that says this was never random. Heaven was always here. Tomorrow you may wake up seeing differently. Places that once felt dark may feel lighter. Places that felt closed may begin opening. The world may look the same, but your spirit will not. You will move toward people who bring peace. You will feel drawn toward what nourishes your soul. And that thing that once held you, heartbreak, fear, loneliness, it will no longer have the same power. Why? Because something ended tonight. You broke the agreement. You answered heaven's call. And if tomorrow doubt returns and whispers that none of this mattered, answer it aloud. Tell it, it was real and I was there when heaven met me. Because you were. You stayed. You opened your heart. You allowed something sacred to enter. And surrender like that does not disappear. It grows. This did not end when the message ended. It lives inside you now. From this point forward your room is not only a room. It is a sanctuary. Your heart is not only a heart. It is a vessel. Your life is not only a life. It is a calling. You will notice people differently. Hear things more deeply. Feel gentle nudges inside. Those are not random thoughts. That is your spirit becoming more aware. That is your inner sense being tuned toward God. Pay attention to it. The more you honor it, the clearer it becomes. And hear this again so your soul never forgets. You are loved completely, forever, without conditions. Not because of performance. Not because of perfection. Simply because you belong to Him. You cannot run farther than mercy. You cannot remove yourself from grace. You are worthy because He made you worthy. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. Tonight you experienced what it feels like to be held completely, protected completely, surrounded completely. And that presence is not leaving. Even when these words end. Even when the screen goes dark. The covering remains. The angels remain. Michael remains. You may notice unfamiliar sounds in your room tonight. A soft creak. A movement in the air. Maybe even the quiet feeling of hearing your name. Do not be afraid. There is nothing to fear. That is not danger. That is awareness opening. That is your spiritual covering shifting. That is heaven drawing near. Your dreams may feel stronger than usual. You may feel as though sleep carries you somewhere deeper. These are signs of alignment in your spirit. This is what can happen when your heart becomes more aware of the divine. You may suddenly feel led tomorrow to speak kindly to someone, to encourage someone, to offer comfort where you normally would stay quiet. That is not random. That is what happens when what touched you begins flowing outward. You have become a channel now. A bearer of light. What entered your life tonight was never meant to stop with you. It was meant to move through you. That is how heaven multiplies. That is how healing reaches others. Do not be surprised if people begin saying something feels different about you. Because something is different. You are not carrying what you carried before. The pain did not win. Fear did not remain. Anxiety did not have the final word. Heaven did. You opened your spirit and something old and sacred awakened. You were never simply another name. You are remembered in heaven. You are part of God's story. And now that story continues with strength. Darkness hoped you would scroll away. It hoped you would ignore the pull in your heart. But you stayed. You listened. And because of that, it no longer reaches you the same way. Not like before. Its access has changed. And if it ever tries again, you will have authority to say, not here anymore. Your home belongs to God. Your heart belongs to heaven. Your spirit carries heaven's mark. Your life carries blessing. And Archangel Michael is not only visiting. He remains close for as long as needed. Until restoration completes its work. Until the storm passes fully. Until you walk fully into what was prepared for you. He will not stop. He gave his promise. So close your eyes tonight. Not with worry, but with peace. Not with questions, but with gratitude. Not with heaviness, but with sacred rest. The kind that heals deeply. The kind that comes when heaven surrounds you and whispers, you are safe now. Rest. I am here. You are chosen. You are protected. You are rising. You are loved. Now and always. And stay with this feeling a little longer. You stepped into something holy and heaven is still pouring into your life. You felt it all. The warmth. The pressure. The tears. The quiet feeling moving through your body. That is your confirmation, beloved. You did not imagine it. That is how you know God has been close, closer than breath itself. Every angel connected to your purpose has been stirred into motion. And not only for tonight. From this moment forward you walk under divine care, watched not through fear but through love. Archangel Michael wants you to know this. Healing has been opened. Restoration has been opened. Protection has been opened. And the miracle coming is not only changing circumstances, it is reaching deeper. Something inside your spirit is being renewed. No more repeating pain. No more inherited burdens. No more silent suffering where you were meant to shine. Tonight your name was spoken in heaven. Angels said it with honor. God looked toward you and said, "That one is my child. I choose again. Not because of what you achieved, but because of your heart. Because even in pain you kept hoping. Even when life broke you, you still tried. Even when nobody celebrated you, you kept showing up. Heaven honors that. Not perfection. Persistence. Listen closely. Tonight is still unfolding. Do not be surprised if dreams feel stronger. If you wake at unusual hours. If you sense your name in quiet moments. If you feel something beside you. If your heartbeat feels connected to something unseen. That is spiritual awareness. That is your soul remembering heaven. That is what happens when the distance between earth and the divine feels smaller. You spent so long surviving. Now you begin seeing. Your eyes will notice things others overlook. Your heart will feel change before it arrives. You will enter places and sense what brings peace and what does not. This is not fear. This is discernment. And it is one of your gifts. Heaven opens something deeper inside you tonight. Use it with care. Protect your peace. Guard your atmosphere. You are more than a person. You now carry light. Your body is a vessel. Your home is sacred space. God is not finished. This is not the ending of a message. It is the beginning of movement in your life. The people who walked away, release them. The plans that failed, they were never meant to carry your future. Heaven is arranging your steps with precision. The delays were not rejection. They were redirection. You were moved for protection. Prepared for something greater. Maybe you still feel uncertain. That is okay. Transformation takes time. It unfolds slowly. But tonight the first thread shifted. And from here things begin changing in your favor. Your thoughts will become clearer. Your voice will carry more confidence. You will walk away from things that once pulled at you. You will desire peace more than ever. Not because you are forcing yourself, but because your spirit is breathing again. You are no longer carrying what was never yours. Guilt. Pressure. Exhaustion. They are lifting little by little. And if tomorrow feels different, it is because something changed. That fog you lived under for so long is beginning to break apart. One day you will look back and wonder how you carried it for so long. Do not rush this process. Do not try to control it. Flow with it. Let your spirit lead. Let heaven move. Let yourself rest. You have carried enough. And now one final word from Michael. I fought for you in places you cannot see. I stood at the entrance of your life carrying fire. And tonight I declared enough fear. Enough hiding. Enough torment. You are covered now. You are surrounded with heavenly light. Nothing dark. Nothing sent against you. Nothing formed against your future can pass through what God has claimed. Beloved, you are free. So rest tonight. Smile gently. Breathe deeply. And remember this. The message reached you. The angels remained. God moved. And your story has entered a new chapter. Even now as time passes, heaven stays near. Watching. Holding. Listening. Every moment you stay in this space, your spirit reconnects with the light it came from. You are not random. You are not drifting. You are a sacred soul walking a meaningful path. And right now that path is lighting beneath your feet. Even if uncertainty remains. Even if fear still whispers. Light always reveals the next step when faith keeps walking. You ask for proof that you are not too broken. Here is your answer. You are not broken. You are becoming. Every crack allowed more light to enter. Every scar proves you healed before and can heal again. And the very thing you thought disqualified you may become the reason this next season opens. You are not late. You are not too much. You are exactly where heaven intended. Tonight is not an ending. It is an invitation. To rest more deeply. To trust more fully. To rise more strongly because something is waking up inside you. Something old. Something sacred. The part of you that remembers joy. The part that once believed without fear. The part that still carries hope for miracles even after years of silence. That part is returning now. Because real love, heaven's love, never stopped reaching for you. The angels rejoice every time your heart says yes. Even if the yes is quiet. Even if it trembles. Even if it feels unsure. Because heaven knows one small yes can move mountains. And Archangel Michael, the warrior who stands in light, the guardian of truth, the one who protects what heaven has written over your life, he heard your yes tonight. And now he remains near until morning arrives. Until your eyes open again. Until your strength returns. You are being surrounded by a kind of peace that the world cannot create. Tomorrow may greet you with unexpected clarity. You may wake with energy that surprises you. Thoughts may come that feel fresh and new. Do not question it. That is not chance. That is alignment. That is timing guided by heaven. That is God breathing purpose back into your spirit. Watch what begins to change. Conversations that once exhausted you may no longer reach you. People who reopened old pain may lose their hold. Worry may begin to dissolve. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because something inside you became steady, rooted, connected again. You will not be moved so easily now because something eternal settled inside your spirit tonight. And if someone reaches out tomorrow, someone you needed to hear from, receive it. That may be heaven confirming this moment again. It could be a message. A memory. A reopened door. Do not resist it. Let it arrive. Let peace enter. Let love enter. Let God show you what becomes possible when you trust with your whole heart. Remember this. Miracles are not always dramatic. Sometimes they arrive quietly. A calm morning. Deep rest. A breath that no longer feels heavy. A heart that no longer races. Those count too. And yours begins tonight. So take another deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Let your thoughts become still. Let your heart soften. Let heaven move because it already has. You are protected. You are heard. You are loved more deeply than you know. And you are finally free. Yes, beloved. Even now your spirit is still receiving. And that matters more than you realize. Every moment you stayed, every breath, every feeling, none of it was wasted. This became more than words. This became a meeting. A sacred moment. An unseen shift in the direction of your life. Heaven wrapped itself around you. And if you are still here, then you walked through something holy tonight. Your body may feel tired, but your spirit is awake. Awake in a way that feels bright and alive. That quiet renewal inside you is not simply calm returning. It is your soul resetting. Your purpose returning to alignment. Your angels celebrating. You did not only read something. You moved through a spiritual turning point that carried your name inside it. The coming days may feel unusual in beautiful ways. You may cry unexpectedly. Smile without reason. Feel emotions you thought disappeared years ago. That is release happening. The heaviness inside you is leaving. The dust covering your light is being lifted. You are returning to yourself. The true version of you. The one heaven always knew. The one Archangel Michael came to protect tonight. And do not be surprised if answers begin appearing where confusion once lived. Direction will begin showing itself. Stuck places will begin moving. People who disappeared may suddenly return. That is not random. That is the movement created by alignment. You said yes and heaven remembers every yes. Music may feel different now. Conversations may feel deeper. You may pause before reacting. That is discernment. That is God walking beside you in ordinary moments. You will begin sensing when to speak and when to remain silent. When to stay and when to move on. That is what happens when divine peace rests inside someone. They become light. You may even notice warmth in your hands or unusual sensations in your palms. That is healing. That is energy moving. That is purpose waking up. Some reading this are healers. Some are protectors. Some are people who carry deep strength and never realized it. But tonight something inside you was touched. Something began to breathe again. Soon you will understand why your journey unfolded the way it did. Why the pain felt so exact. Why the timing mattered. Why the delays were protection in disguise. And your home, beloved, your home is not the same. You will notice it when morning comes. It may feel lighter. Brighter. As though something heavy finally released its hold. That is not imagination. Archangel Michael did not arrive simply to observe. He came to cleanse. To defend. To strengthen what stands beneath your roof. From this moment darkness does not stay where heaven has touched. Fear does not take root. The fire of heaven reached every corner. You are safe. You are seen. You are held. And you are ready. Doubts may still pass through your thoughts, but your soul already knows. You are chosen. You are loved. You are protected in ways too deep to fully understand. If you could see what surrounds you right now, fear would lose its voice forever. Angels standing side by side. Light so strong that darkness becomes quiet. You are protected by something greater than anything earthly. And God never looked away from you. Not once. Even when you stepped back. Even when you felt done. Even when prayer became difficult. He remained. He waited. He watched. And he whispered, they will return. And tonight you did. You returned. Not to pressure. Not to performance. But to relationship. To the love that never stopped reaching for you. You are not the same person anymore. Your spirit is lighter. The shadows that followed you lost their strength. The silence that once hurt you is now filled with heaven's voice. Something eternal surrounds you now. Even your spirit feels warmer because life has returned inside you. That thing you have been waiting for, watch what happens next. Watch how movement begins. The email. The call. The opening. The peace. Watch how it arrives in ways that leave you speechless. Not from desperation, but from wonder. Because when God moves, He moves completely. And when Archangel Michael visits, he leaves nothing untouched. There was a reason he came tonight. A reason greater than what you can fully understand today. But one day you will. And when what you prayed for finally reaches you, you will remember this moment. You will remember tonight. You will remember these words. And quietly you will say, it was real. Heaven truly reached me. Because it did. And it always will. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are the miracle. You carry the light. You are the child heaven never released. And now you are stepping into what was always prepared. The angels celebrate. Michael stands smiling. And God says, welcome home. Yes. Stay inside this quiet for a little longer. Something beautiful is unfolding. Not loudly. Not dramatically. But deeply. Truly. This is the silence where heaven speaks most clearly. Where your spirit exhales. Where the weight finally leaves. You have wanted this feeling for longer than you realized. And now that it is here, you recognize it. Like remembering something your heart always knew. Peace. That is what found you. Peace has reached you. Archangel Michael did not remain behind. He already stepped ahead of you into tomorrow, into next week, into every situation waiting in front of you. That conversation you fear. That financial pressure. That person who left confusion in your heart. Heaven is already there. Already working. Already covering. You will not enter tomorrow alone. You will not face another moment without protection. Michael's sword remains raised. Your name has already been spoken in heaven. You have been approved for peace. Approved for favor. Approved for restoration. And you may begin noticing moments that seem impossible to explain. A message from someone who was already on your mind. A door opening with no effort. Something arriving at exactly the right moment. That is not luck. That is alignment. That is heaven arranging things around your yes. That is God saying, I heard you. I saw you. I stayed. Life will begin feeling different now. You will move differently. Not from pride, but from a quiet confidence inside your spirit. The kind that does not come from proving yourself, but from knowing you are supported, chosen, and already enough. The pressure to be perfect can finally loosen its grip. Grace was never something to earn. It was always something given. And now you have opened your hands and received it. You may notice people responding to you differently. Some will move closer to your light. Others may step away. Let them. Do not chase people who only felt comfortable when you stayed smaller. You cannot stay hidden anymore. You were created to shine. Created to carry light where darkness once settled. Created to change the atmosphere simply by showing up. And you already are. Even if your outer world still looks the same, hear this. Something permanent shifted inside you. You stepped into who you truly are. You remembered yourself. And darkness cannot take that away again. You are sealed in light now. Surrounded by grace. Covered by heaven. Guided by wisdom greater than your own. This is not excitement. This is heaven. Your dreams may begin feeling stronger now. Not every dream will make sense, but some will stay with unusual clarity. That is your spirit receiving insight. Do not ignore it. Keep something nearby to write things down. Hold on to anything that feels sacred. Heaven is speaking more clearly now. Not only through dreams, but through thoughts, signs, songs, conversations, moments that suddenly stand out. Stay aware. Stay open. You are entering a season where understanding comes faster. Where peace replaces confusion. Where faith answers fear. Where movement replaces delay. The fog is lifting. The tension is softening. The road ahead is becoming visible. And you are not walking it alone. Take a moment now. Place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply and say softly, I am safe. I am seen. Heaven supports me. My home is sacred. My path is protected. My future is unfolding as it should. And as you breathe out, let your shoulders release what they were carrying. Feel your body become still. That is not imagination. That is the nearness of God. That is your body responding to peace. That is what happens when heaven draws close. From this moment forward things may feel different. You may notice a softness returning. A strength appearing that you forgot existed. A stillness inside that quiets the noise around you. You stepped into something sacred now. There is no need to return to who you were. And you will not want to. Tonight is only the beginning. You will begin seeing miracles already in motion. Not always the ones you expected, but the ones your spirit truly needed. The kind that changes you first and circumstances later. Those are the miracles that remain. You may speak more gently now, not because you became weaker, but because you touched real strength. You may love more openly, not because life became easier, but because you remembered that love remains the strongest force heaven gives. You may trust more deeply, not because problems disappear, but because you remembered God stays good. And yes, fear may still whisper sometimes. But now you know your answer. Not panic. Not fear. Peace. You will simply smile and say, I know who I am now. And I know who walks beside me. You will remember this night. You will return to it whenever uncertainty appears. You will say, this was the night heaven felt close to me. Because it did. And it still does. You are surrounded by light. Held in love. Resting inside holy hands. You are living proof that miracles still happen. And the most sacred truth of all, this is only the beginning. My child, we run entirely on viewer support. If you'd like to help keep this mission and these messages reaching more hearts, you can support us with a coffee through the link in the description. God bless you.